But for now, you're stuck with Kyle and Ryan. First pitch to Walls is softly lined into right field. Dunks in on two hops as Goddard throws up the line. Leaping catch by Cottrell. And how about the start for the Aggies here in the first? Bases loaded with one out.
Man, what a statement for Texas A&M, especially after that early opening out. They have really turned this up here in the opening half frame. Already bases loaded, and really a great opportunity to capitalize early on like they did on Friday.
So the Aggies an early 1-0 lead and an early meeting inside the circle as Coach Walton will come out and have a conversation with his pitcher. Yesterday, Lugo was in command throughout, just 4 hits over 7 innings. No runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. And this is reminiscent of early stages of Game 1 when the Aggies were able to get an early run in the second inning and threaten, but it was Hightower who was able to limit the damage early on in game one. Of course, the Gators came back to win 5-3 in a walk-off 3-run bomb by Charlotte Eccles. So Coach Walton, his 16th season as Florida head coach, will walk out and talk to him in the pregame. Incredibly proud of this team in a COVID-19 season to be able to win every single SEC series this year. Kyle Crooks, Ryan Urquhart, so glad you can join us. First pitch, that hits the front arm guard of Danny Elder, brings in another run. It's now 2-0 A&M.
And boy, Texas A&M just taking advantage of everything right now, getting a free pass there, drives in another run, and the Aggies taking whatever they want right now.
An odd start right now for the Florida Gators.
You don't wonder, Kyle, to what extent nerves playing a factor early on in this kind of environment.
First pitch comes in to Kelly Martinez, swing and a miss for strike one. Again, if you're tuning in to the SEC Network and you want to hear Mark and Michelle working on getting them back, right now you're listening to Kyle and Ryan on Florida Radio. 0-1 to Kelly Martinez. Whistles outside, ball and a strike. Gators playing with the infield pinched in. The base is loaded, already 2 runs in. Big early spot here for Martinez, the number 7 hitter. Pitch. Just got a piece in and out of the glove of Cottrell, 1-2.
Well, this is exactly the kind of response you needed if you're Texas A&M. Right down, you lose this series. You want to come out on Sunday with this kind of a fire. And they've done exactly that so far. They have looked locked in, ready to go for Game 3 of this series, trying to avoid the sweep this weekend.
Belt tie set for Lugo. Rocks and throws. Twists off the plate outside. 2-2. Again, what's on the line? You see, that's us. Kyle Crooks, Ryan Urquhart, those watching on SEC Network.
It's our 15 minutes of fame.
Gators trying to earn a share of the SEC championship with a win today. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball that's rainbowing foul ground, third base side. Grab made by Eccles on a back pedal, and there's 2 away.
That's big. Just get that second out of the inning if you're Florida. In this kind of situation, you don't want to let this continue to waterfall and make that hole even deeper. Big second out here. Now you just got to get something on the ground here, or maybe a fly out to the outfield, and Florida can get out of this inning without being too far down.
2-0 Aggies lead, top 1. Here's Rylan Wiggins, late hack and a miss on a pitch over the outer third, 0-1. Wiggins, a freshman from Wiley, Texas, has been thrusted into that starting shortstop role in her first year. 0-1. Off speed, flutters in for a strike, 0-2. Wiggins yesterday made her presence known defensively at shortstop. Aggies have played very well defensively throughout this series. 2-strike pitch. Just missed off the outside corner. And a vocal crowd all weekend rises in volume early. Yesterday, there was 887 in the ballpark. And a good socially distant crowd today. Bases loaded, 8th batter to the plate here in the first. 1-2. Misses low and inside. Cottrell tried to frame.
You know, one of the things Rylan Wiggins was working on coming into this series with this coaching staff for him is more consistency. Got the nod in the starting lineup yesterday with Herzog in the DP spot and got a single. Trying to keep that up today, so this is a big test for her.
2-2. And that gets away as it rolls to the backstop. Racing in is Warren. She'll score standing up. A gaff from Lugo as the ball just slipped out of her hand, rolled to the backstop, and the Aggies now lead 3-0.
Boy, just when it rains, it pours for Florida right now. This one a little bit awkward out of her hand. For those watching along on TV, you can see it just sort of, it almost awkwardly went against the grain of where her hand was going, and the ricochet didn't help either for Cottrell going to try and recover it.
That's happened a couple times to Lugo this year in a critical spot. Now 2nd and 3rd. Payoff. Wave and a miss. Wiggins goes down on strikes, but a great start for the Aggies in the top half of the first inning. 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 left. The Aggies a nice start here on this Mother's Day. Half inning complete. It's the Aggies 3 and the Gators coming up when we come back. Front, but a different case today. And for Texas A&M, Ryan Urquhart will go to the freshman, Grace Uribe, the right-hander.
Grace Uribe, great command of her pitches in the strike zone, can really throw to all parts of that zone with confidence, has a high velocity, upper 60s, about a 15-mile-per-hour speed differential with her off-speed pitches. And we'll see what she can do here. Getting the nod here as just a freshman to start against the Gators, trying to spoil any hopes for a share of the SEC title.
So Grace Uribe, the right-hander, pinwheels the first pitch high and away to Hannah Adams, left-handed hitter. 3-0 Aggies lead home first. Hope to have Mark and Michelle back in moments. You're listening to Kyle Crooks, Ryan Urquhart on Florida Radio. There's the 1-0. Letter high strike to Adams. Didn't like the call. 1-1. See the numbers for Adams if you're watching along on TV. 9 home runs, homered earlier in this series. A lasered shot out to left center. Part of back-to-back home runs for the Gators in the 6th inning, along with Cheyenne Lindsay. 1-1. Off-speed flutter is high and tight. 2-1. What a season that Hannah Adams has had. You know, think about the SEC Player of the Year conversation for Hannah Adams. She's certainly in it. The average has finally dipped below 400 for her. 399 hitter. 2-1. Swinging a ball rammed on 2 hops to second. To her left is Wall. Sidearms to first for the opening out in the home first inning.
Yeah, I mean, top 25 finalist for 2021 USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. Hannah Adams has really jumped to the forefront over the last 2 years and become such a solid leadoff for Florida. Not just what she does with her contact hitting, but that long ball as well. Can't get it done there, but somebody who has had a lot of bounce-back moments this weekend.
Brings in now Kendall Lindemann, who's continuing to build some confidence as this season moves along. First pitch takes a knee-high strike out her third. Native of Ankeny, Iowa, the senior. And in moments, we're going to head back to Mark and Michelle. Should be happy to hear their voices. 1 strike pitch to Lindemann, taken low and inside. So we're going to send it back over to Mark and Michelle on the TV call. The Aggies a 3-0 lead. Take it away.
Shall we try this again? We'll give it a try. We welcome ourselves now to Gainesville, along with 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. I'm Mark Neely. Our thanks to Kyle Crooks and Ryan Urquhart on the Florida Gators Softball Radio Network for helping us out while we had an issue technically, which we won't bore you with, but we're glad to be with you. What a start to this game for Texas A&M. A fly ball off the bat of Lindemann is caught by Kelby Fortenberry. So let's catch ourselves up, which is a really strange position for broadcasters to be in. But Michelle, what a game we have. Florida needing a win to clinch a share of the SEC regular season crown with Arkansas, and if they do so, they would clinch the 1 seed in the upcoming SEC tournament. But what a start for A&M to try to play spoiler here today.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very strong A&M team looking for themselves to go into that SEC tournament with a big victory. But if you're the Gators and a big Gator fan, you know, hang in there, because guess what? The Gators, they've come from behind 9 times this year. They've had 5 walk-offs, so this is a position the Gators have been familiar with as of late and have done a good job of pulling out games.
And Texas A&M fans are painfully aware that one of those walk-offs came from Charlotte Eccles in Game 1 of this series on Friday night. Her 3-run shot And it gave Florida a 5-3 win to start the series. They won 4-0 yesterday behind Natalie Lugo. Interesting to see Tim Walton come back with Lugo to start today. And A&M able to get 3 runs off of her in the top of this first inning.
Yeah, really good adjustments by the A&M offense. But, Tim Walton liked what he saw from Lugo yesterday. Just 109 pitches on the game, gave up just 4 hits. She gave up 4 hits in the first inning of this game. So we need to continue to make adjustments. Both these clubs will. Obviously being very familiar. It's always interesting how game 3 works out, which team is able to make the most adjustments.
Eccles sends a fly ball to center. Coming in is Kelby Fortenberry to make the catch. So Grace Uribe sets Florida down in order after 1 from Gainesville, 3-0 Aggies. And speaking of the choice for pitching, we see Tim Walton come back with Lugo after starting her yesterday. We thought perhaps we would see Herzog pitching for Texas A&M. It's Grace Uribe who had a 3-up, 3-down first inning to start today for the Aggies.
Uribe's done a good job this year of keeping the ball in the park. Herzog gave up that walk-off home run to Shaw Eccles. A little more up in the zone, has a tendency to give up a little bit more at the long ball.
Lindemann steps on the bag, and 2 relatively quick outs now for Lugo in the top of the second. What should we expect from Natalie Lugo arsenal-wise, Michelle?
Well, Lugo has the ability to throw a curveball on both sides of the plate. She also throw a little bit of a rise ball, but it's that changeup in any count that can keep hitters off balance. That's the pitch she's going to need to use effectively. And it's going to have to mix things up a little bit more, obviously, with A&M seeing her yesterday. It's important when you do come back and have that second start, especially if it's back-to-back days, that you just make adjustments whether or not it's timing within your pitch. We're just throwing a little bit different routine or pitch calling at them.
Well, if you're Florida, you always want to pitch to Haley Lee with the bases empty. They get that opportunity again here in the second. Lee started the rally in the first inning with a base hit to right. Well, what numbers she has had. Just an incredible season for Haley Lee. 22 homers, 43 RBIs, still hitting well north of 400 at 419 coming in today. She's been one of the toughest outs in the SEC all season long, Michelle.
Yeah, just outstanding ability to barrel up the ball. Really good balance as well. She sees the ball well. She identifies pitches. She's on that 7-game hit streak and ability to hit for not just average, but power as well.
She has 2 3-homer games this year and a couple of 2-homer games. Those all came in non-conference. The 3-homer games came against Central Arkansas and Lamar. The 2-homer games against Sam Houston State and Houston. Wave and a miss.
One of the things in a really good hitter's down, swung through it. Go ahead, Mark.
One of the things we couldn't mention as we were muted in that first inning was that Shea Ackerman has had a back injury for Texas A&M. Hasn't played in the first 2 games. We thought she may play this game, but is not in the lineup. That's off the mitt of Lugo. And safe at first is Lee, so she is on with a 2-out single.
Full count, drives the ball back up the middle, goes off of Lugo's glove. Longley with an effort to try to get her at first, but Haley Lee able to beat it out for her second single of the game.
Again, note Shea Ackerman. She has a dozen home runs this year, second on the team in homers to Lee's 22. So that is a big bat missing from the lineup for a 3rd straight day for Texas A&M. Morgan Smith singled and scored in the first. Texas A&M trying to snap a 5-game losing skid as well to end this regular season. Not only do they want to prevent Florida from winning a share of the SEC regular season title, but A&M's trying to lock themselves in to a higher spot in the upcoming SEC tournament.
Well, this time of year, I think everyone's thinking about the selection committee and ability to go somewhere in that postseason, and every win at this point counts.
Joe Evans' team been in the NCAA tournament 17 of the last 18 years. They missed in 2016. It's a high fly left field. Jamie Hoover backs up a couple of steps to retire the side. So a 2-out hit by Lee. She's stranded, and Lugo gets through the top of the second. In the SEC, Arkansas has not played this weekend. They finished their schedule of conference play last weekend. So if A&M beats Florida, Arkansas already has a share of the conference title, but they would get it all if A&M beats Florida, and Florida's trying to win a regular season title. Great to have you with us. Good to be seen, along with two-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. I'm Mark Neal. We've got a lot at stake here today, Michelle, and what a start for Texas A&M.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a Texas A&M team that is very strong. They've stubbed their toes at time late in the season, and so Joe Evans really wanting to clean that up. But how about Florida? They have just been very resilient as of late. They've been hitting home runs, 6 home runs in their last 4 victories. They've got 9 come-from-behind wins. And it looks like if they're going to win today's game, they're going to have to do the same thing. 5 walk-off wins this year. So this is a very resilient Florida team looking to win their 9th regular season SEC championship.
Yeah, Florida won the SEC regular season 4 straight years, 15, 16, 17, and 18. The last full season we had, of course, was 2019. Alabama won the regular season that year. Arkansas has a share, first time ever in school history for them. Will they continue to share it or have it outright? We'll find out at the end of this game. Here's Emily Wilkie, freshman DP. She had a huge hit late in a game last weekend at Missouri to help them win that series.
Well, and to your point about Arkansas, at least having the share, depending on what the Gators do, potentially had the ability to have the outright SEC regular season themselves when Missouri had Florida down to their last 2 outs. Same thing in game 1 of this series. A&M had Florida down to their last 2 outs, and they've pulled out those victories. So.
Yeah, I'm sure Arkansas fans have just been on a roller coaster ride watching softball like us, hoping to see Florida eliminated from opportunity to share the regular season title, but Florida just finds ways, and there's a hit by pitch on the left elbow of Wilkie, and she will pump her fist as she heads to first.
Pitch just going to ride on the inside corner. It looks like a screwball that just trying to get underneath the hands. Just comes in and gets Wilkie on the elbow.
So the hit by pitch of Wilkie, she is the first base runner of the game for the Gators. It sends up left fielder Jamie Hoover. Hoover had a huge 3-run home run against Missouri in the series last weekend. Proved to be the game-winning blow, and another come-from-behind win. That was the Friday game. So game 1 of that series against Mizzou. You know, that late inning magic, Michelle, it's a very rare thing. And it doesn't last forever, but for now, Florida is a team that seems to have that late inning mojo going where they are, and it sounds trite, they're not finished until you book the last out of the game.
Exactly, and you know, a lot of belief in that dugout, and they know it. A lot of confidence, a lot of adjustments. This is a team that looks very different first time through the order versus the last time through the order.
Bounce to second, Walls to Wiggins to Lee. And Texas A&M turns their 11th double play of the season and gets out of the inning.
How about A&M stepping up defensively? Walls to Wiggins to Lee for a 4-6-3 double play. A&M picking up the bats again, trying to add more to their 3-run lead. Together.
That's why we love the sport.
Absolutely.
You never know what's going to happen.
Isn't that the truth?
Ashlyn Walls foul tip into the glove of Cottrell for strike one. Walls had one of those 4 hits that she had. In fact, she had the last of the 4 consecutive hits in the first inning. Just off the outside corner. Cottrell wants to go out to talk with Lugo.
I'm sure she's probably telling her just, keep throwing to our spots. And
as you mentioned, the numbers last night for Lugo were great. Complete game, 7-inning, 4-hit shutout. So of the A&M 4 hits, there was only 1 extra base hit, and that was a double from the hitter who's at the plate now, Ashlyn Walls. Right center field and a running catch on the right fielder, Bailey Goddard, who's getting the start in right field today for the Gators. Base is empty for the A&M third baseman, Danny Elder, who was hit by a pitch, forcing in a run. And that 3-run first. He's up there hacking. They're being aggressive early in the count against Lugo today.
Well, that is one of the advantages after seeing the same pitcher the day prior, is you have a good idea of how she likes to get ahead, how her pitches are moving. You're prepared and ready. That first pitch strike a lot of times can be one of the best you're going to see as a hitter. So being aggressive early on good pitches is a big part of the formula to having successful at-bats.
6 homers this year for Danny Elder. 4 of those came in a couple of 2-homer games, both in non-conference. One was at Sam Houston State in early March, one in the end of March against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And a strikeout ends the inning. They go down in order. Lugo has retired the last 4 A&M batters. It remains 3-0 Aggies at the midpoint of the third. Last week, let's take you back a week ago, last Sunday at Mizzou. Hannah Adams with Florida down 2-0 and down to their last 2 outs. She belts a 3-run home run to give the Gators the lead and eventually the win in the series win. Then game 1 of this series on Friday night. Gators down 3-2, again down to their last 2 outs, and this time it's Charlotte Eccles with a walk-off 3-run home run for a 5-3 Gators win. That late inning magic for Florida has been a big story coming down the stretch in the regular season. Do they have some more in them? They're down 3-0, still a lot of softball to play here as we go to the home half of the third.
Yeah, this is a very resilient Gator team. They've had 9 come from behind victories this year. 5 of those walk-offs, 2 by Eccles, 2 by Adams. Jamie Hoover's had one herself. And to me, Mark, that's a lot of walk-off wins in a year.
Yes.
I mean, normally you get one that you're so excited about. They've had 5 already this year. Which, I guess if you're a Gator fan, that means, well, you've been down and you do pull it off, at the end, and it's obviously it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It counts. But well, and I think
a lot of that, Michelle, kind of goes into at least the impression I have of this year's Florida Gators team. This is not a team that's top to bottom linked to the batting order. Great pitching like the teams that won the national championship in 2014 and 15. This is a really good Florida team. That ball's lifted by Longley to center. Fortenberry will track it down just shy of the track. But this Florida team may not be as great as those in 14 and 15, but they definitely have a lot of talent. Cubby and App.
Well, and Mark, to your point about this Gator team, you're right. You don't have all the big superstars that we're used to seeing on a Gator roster. And when we spoke with Coach Walton earlier in the year, he said it. He's like, you know what? We're not a great team yet. He's like, but we're going to get there. And the patience of Tim Walton saying, hey, you know, we're going to struggle. We're going to have our bumps and bruises, but he's very good at coaching his teams in practice and letting them play in games. And he has a lot of faith in them. He doesn't panic when they're behind. And you know, and I think that's the resiliency that we're seeing in this year's club.
Well, the one common thread, I think, between this team and the others, including the national title teams, is that hit by pitch will put Goddard on base with one out. Second hit by pitch today from Uribe.
Uribe's been working a screwball up and underneath the hand, so it's just got a little bit of up and a little bit of in. It's almost like a rise ball that's screwing in. And it's been flipping the right-handed hitter, second hit by pitch of the game.
But the element of the game that I think that they do share, how's this for a tease, is defense. I think this Gator team defensively,
yes,
they've only committed 24 errors this season. A 982 fielding percentage. They are excellent defensively. That really is a hallmark of Tim Walton teams year in, year out.
Absolutely, Mark. In years I've come up and watched the way they practice.
The ball was hit well, but Morgan Smith able to reach up over her head and handle it as Cheyenne Lindsay hit a smoking line drive to right. But if I had made that catch, I'd do a little dance too. That's a big out for A&M, 2 gone.
Yeah, that was a laser shot out to right field. But you're right. This is a prototypical Tim Walton defensive team where they spend a lot of time. I've come up in years past and always watched the way they run their practices, and it reminds me of the Japanese style of defense, where it is just very quick, very on point, and gets the team to be comfortable in the speed of the game, which is a big part of playing at this elite level of SEC softball.
Top of the order, if there is such thing as a clutch gene, Hannah Adams certainly has it.
She might have 2. I think she was born with 2 of them.
Rounded out to the right side, her first time up today. And a few moments ago, we showed you that huge home run she had at Mizzou a week ago today.
Hannah Adams, one of those cogs in the wheel defensively as well. Her entire freshman year at second base did not make an error. Part of the reason that middle infield is so strong over the last 4 years for the Gators. She's obviously become one of the top hitters in the lineup for Florida as well. Ability to hit for average and power. Has really worked on her power game the last couple years.
Goes down after it, chops it out to Walls, who'll take the out at first base. Great start for Grace Uribe in the circle for Texas A&M. At the end of 3 in Gainesville, 3-0 Aggies. Episodes drop every Thursday, and of course my partner Michelle Smith, a big part of that.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk all things softball, and we usually recap the weekend that was and preview the week that's coming. This week we'll be doing it from the SEC tournament at the University of Alabama. Selection show coming up on Sunday.
Kelly Martinez, the catcher, fouls it off. Martinez did not swing at the first pitch, you noticed, from Lugo, but half of the Aggie hitters so that's 8 of the 16 batters for A&M have swung at the first offering from Lugo today.
Well, and I'm sure that's part of the scouting report, part of the adjustments that A&M made overnight.
Jumper out to short, Sarah Longley, 1 out.
Right, because you know the pitcher. You just faced them yesterday, so you have a pretty good idea of what they throw. And so the key to me in swinging at first pitch strikes is that if you're getting the pitch that you like and it is a good pitch to hit, you have to be aggressive and go for it. And Coach Joe Evans, said, she wasn't very happy with the way the team played last week against Kentucky. They made some mistakes. It should have been more successful. And so doing a lot to try to make adjustments, pick up a win here in the final game of the series against Florida.
Island Wiggins does offer at the first pitch, fouls it off. But Natalie Lugo, after that really difficult start where 5 batters in a row reached with 1 out in the first inning, she's now retired 5 in a row in 9 of the last 10 since then. That string will be adjusted as Wiggins drops one into center in front of Lindsay for a 1-out base hit.
Wiggins is going to get an 0-1 pitch, and it's a changeup that's a little bit high in the zone, and she just is able to sit on it enough and punch it right back up the middle. Cheyenne Lindsay really close to trying to pick that off the grass. Wiggins picks up her first hit of the game.
Fortenberry going after the first pitch and a fly ball to left, and Hoover had her played just about perfectly. Barely had to move for the second out. Well, coming up later today, the Rally Cap crew will break down the week that was in baseball and softball with highlights, analysis, and interviews. They'll also get you set with a look ahead at the upcoming week's best matches. Rally Cap this week, 5 Eastern, 4 Central, here on SEC Network and the ESPN app. It was fun to listen to David DeLucci, what's going on with SEC baseball. And of course, Madison Shipman on the softball side.
Do you think if because if I'm on the line, straight up stolen.
Stolen base for Wiggins without a throw as Mackenzie Herzog was taking that first pitch, took a strike, allowed Wiggins to steal the bag, her 5th of the year in 6 tries. Nice sliding pickup by Cottrell.
Cottrell's a freshman, has been very strong behind the dish for the Gators.
Herzog batting for a 3rd time today. 0 for 2, shoots one down the line and left. That's fair, into the corner. Wiggins races home. To second is Herzog with an RBI double, her 35th run batted in. And A&M is added on here in the 4th to lead 4-0.
Well, and A&M realizes that if they're going to continue to put runs up on the board, they have to be aggressive. I love the stolen base. This is a team that is aggressive, so they get their runner into scoring position, as is Wiggins. And then how about the drive down the line? Mackenzie Herzog takes a pitch on the outside corner and doesn't try to do too much with it. She lets it travel deep, drives it down the left field line, and easily going to score Wiggins from second base.
They're going to intentionally walk Haley Lee with first base open. But while they intentionally walk her, I want you to listen really, really carefully. I think I hear some cheering right now from Fayetteville, Arkansas. I don't know if it'll last all through the game.
I think you hear it as well. I hear it too.
There's ball 4, so they put Lee on. The top 4 teams in the SEC get the double bye in the SEC tournament. The 4 teams are locked in. Arkansas is going to either be the 1 or the 2. They're the 1 if they win it outright. Florida gets the 1 seed if they win this game against the Aggies. And Tim Walton, knowing the importance, is going to make a pitching change and take out Lugo. So with the pitching change and a 4-0 A&M lead, let's take a quick timeout.
The 5 of 9 left-handed hitters in this A&M lineup. So good matchup, a good look, spins the ball really well. He's going to need to continue to try to limit damage here in the 4th inning.
Strike call to Morgan Smith. Morgan, who singled in the first and scored, and in the second, flied out to center. I mentioned the top 4 SEC teams at the end of the regular season get the double bye in the SEC tournament. Mizzou, by the way, regardless of the outcome of their game with Tennessee today, has clinched that 4 spot. So we know that Arkansas, Florida, Alabama, and Mizzou are going to be the 4 teams that get the double bye in the SEC tournament.
Mizzou, another one of those teams having a great year. Head coach Larissa Anderson always a really well-schooled, well-versed team out on the field.
Three 3-1 count on Morgan Smith. Paint on the outside corner from Chronister.
Nice adjustments by Chronister earlier in this at-bat, not getting that curveball that was running a little bit too far away from that outside corner. Brings it back in and picks up the strike.
Hit foul. Well, in our conversation with A&M head coach Joe Evans a few days ago, she talked about the lack of clutch hits. And that really was the case first 2 games of this series. They were 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position. But today, so far, they're 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. And another chance here. That one's hit foul by Smith. It stays 3-2.
Well, Mark, that's always what's most important. I mean, when you talk to coaches, ability not just to hit for average, it's hit for average when you've got your teammates, your runners on base in scoring position, when everything is on the line. And when you have teams that have the ability to do that, have that clutch gene as you talked about, it completely changes your season.
Chronister keeps hitting that spot right near the outside corner or on it, and Morgan Smith just continues to foul it away. She's already seen 8 pitches.
And also to your point, Mark, the ability to hit in clutch situations means a little bit of a different thought process as an athlete. I used to really work hard when I knew that there were runners on base on making sure I was making good decisions on every pitch of the at-bat.
Tapped out to short. Longley, the flip to Adams. And Chronister wins that battle. She comes in and gets Smith to end the threat. But A&M adds on with a run, and they're up 4-0. The number 1 seed in the upcoming SEC tournament. But A&M does not want to be a participant in that party. They have put up a 4-run lead as we're in the middle stages of this game. Grace Uribe has looked very good through 3 innings in the circle for the Aggies. And she'll face the heart of the order, though, here. 2, 3, and 4 batters as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, second time through the lineup. To continue to make those adjustments, but look at those pitch counts. Super effective. Producing a lot of flyouts, putting the ball up in the air. Typically, she'll roll a lot of ground balls, but it's 5 flyouts on the afternoon already.
Got to be careful if you allow a fly ball off the bat of Lindemann, because it may carry about 350 feet.
Yes.
5th-year senior flight out to center in her first at bat today. She walked 3 times in yesterday's game. So they pitch carefully to her again here as it's now 3-0.
The problem with walking Lindemann or being careful around her is then you have to throw to Eccles, who's just been mashing, protecting Lindemann.
Well, a 4-pitch walk, and Florida puts the leadoff batter on base for the first time today, and the aforementioned Charlotte Eccles coming up. Well, Eccles Let's say she has a flair for the dramatic. Friday visit here. She's had a couple of home runs in the series, including the walk-off home run to win this game on Friday, and then yesterday.
And how about that swing, right? Ability to go down and get a pitch low in the zone and just hit it down the line. So she'll go center oppo with a pitch up and out on the zone, and then low and inside. You think, all right, I'm not going to let her get extended, and boom, does she.
Looks like they're going to run for Lindemann at first base. Get more speed on the bases. Kistler is going to run at first. Katie Kistler. There's a strike from Uribe, 1-1. Kistler runs for Lindemann. Darla Eccles has reached base safely 29 straight games.
She's been outstanding at making her presence known. Getting out of that 3 spot.
She just missed that one and flies out to center field. That might sound crazy, but she was really close to cutting the lead in half right there.
Absolutely she was. I think Uribe took just enough off that pitch. Eccles' timing was off and deuces that fly ball to center, but at first thing too, I thought you can see she's just a little bit early on that pitch, and she can see head down immediately. She knows it.
Cottrell popped out to short. That was leading off the second. She's 0 for 1 today. She came into this series with an 8-game hitting streak. Had that snapped in game 1 as she went 0 for 3, but did have a hit last night. Earlier this year, the U.S. national team came into play. An exhibition game, and Cottrell had a base hit off Kat Osterman in that exhibition.
That's big time. Anytime you can get a hit off Kat, who's been one of the best spinners in the game.
Bet.
She throws with that mid-60 velocity, really good movement.
Uribe behind in the count, 3-0 to Cottrell. Didn't miss by much, but that's the second consecutive four-pitch walk in the inning. Put a couple of runners on. Hey, coming up after we're done, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, it's the series finale, SEC Baseball, number 4 Mississippi State and number 19 South Carolina from Founders Park. How about Mississippi State with Georgia beating Arkansas last night? Arkansas and Mississippi State both 16-7 atop the West Division. Don't miss that, SEC Baseball here on SEC Network, also available on the ESPN app. Avery Gels is going to run at first base. Texas A&M and their pitching coach, Kara Dill, comes out to visit with Uribe.
Well, in this 4th inning, 12 pitches, 10 of those pitches have been balls. So Uribe, after being really efficient first time through the order, 1st through 3rd inning, she's really struggling here in the 4th inning to try to find that strike zone.
Florida's had 4 base runners today, 2 on hit by pitches and 2 walks allowed by Uribe. Dealing with 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth, A&M with a 3-run first. Added 1 in the top of this fourth inning, leading 4-0. Drop ball is low to Emily Wilkie, who was hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance today.
Uribe going to continue to work the lower part of the zone. Situation here with runners on, defense deep.
And the third hit by pitch of the game.
Wilkie, look at the way she just puts the arm out into the river. You see the arm kind of move out.
It's in the river. How close is that being over the inside corner of the plate?
Yeah, see, I think that's where the umpire has to be able to see that movement of the elbow moving up and into the river and into the pitch. That's her third hit batter, and that's part of Uribe's game, is that she has what we like to call that rise or strides, where it's got a little up, little in. And when those right-handed hitters are armored up, it's Uribe's job to try to avoid it, but base is full of Gators, all on free passes. 2 walks and a hit by pitch here in the fourth inning.
And Mackenzie Herzog is going to come in and pitch for Texas A&M. A little hard to tell from that angle since we're a little to the right, but she's definitely in the river, which is legal. Yeah. But if she's over the plate...
Well, for me, Mark, the issue is her elbow was down and then it lifted up toward the ball. So if the ball's coming to the elbow, I get it. But if the elbow goes to the ball, then I think that's what the umpires need to try to see what's going on. And, you know, it's very, very tough to see it. But, you know, again, as a pitcher and a former hitter, at some point you've got to be able to allow pitchers to throw on the inside corner.
Well, but the 2 walks and hit by pitch have now loaded the bases for Florida, and they're going to bring the tying run to the plate. And Jamie Hoover facing the new pitcher, Mackenzie Herzog. In addition, you see Anna Mayo warming up in the A&M bullpen as well. So a game that Florida needs to clinch a share of the SEC regular season title and the top overall seed in the upcoming SEC tournament. Bases loaded, 1 out. Tying run at the plate. And left fielder Jamie Hoover.
Jamie Hoover in her career has come up with some very big hits in clutch situations. You can see Hoover well off the plate, trying to make those adjustments for those pitches on the inside corner. Like Grace Uribe likes to work underneath the hands.
Herzog misses away, 2-0.
Herzog coming in yet to throw a strike, really working that rise ball underneath the hands. And how about Hoover? Great eye.
The lowest pitch on the outside corner. Alex Leap, our plate umpire, says it is a strike, 3-1.
After the rise ball's being underneath the hands and out of the zone, she comes back to a curveball on the outside corner.
Same spot, same call, 3-2.
And again, with Hoover off the plate looking for those pitches on the inside corner, Mackenzie Herzog working that outside half of the plate, picking up both those strikes.
Got her. A rise that looked up and out of the zone, and quite possibly ball 4 turns into a strikeout, 2 gone.
Well, and this is all about the setup pitch. So Herzog is underneath the hands for balls, runs to 3-0, picks up 2 strikes on the outside corner, and then comes back inside. So with the curveball outside as the setup, the rise ball gets underneath the hands of Hoover. Really big strikeout for Herzog. The bases
Coming
loaded.
back from 3-0 count. On top of that, to get the strikeout, Sarah Longley is flied to center. Ball and a strike.
Well, part of what we were talking about earlier too, and I misspoke, but with Uribe, she hadn't given up a hit yet. I mean, so did a really good job until the free passes were her demise here in the 4th inning.
Popped up, foul ground, and the catcher Martinez has it, and A&M dodges them. Gator rally there. Florida leaves them loaded without scoring.
How about Herzog with the big strikeout with the bases loaded and then inducing the pop-up. Kaylee Martinez gonna rope in the final out of the inning, so the Aggies work out of a bases-loaded jam to keep the lead.
Into the game, fell behind 3-0 to Jamie Hoover, but was able to rebound, strike her out, and got Longley on a foul pop-up. So it stays 4-0 Aggies to the top of the 5th inning, and again, an A&M win would deprive Florida of a share of the SEC regular season crown.
Gators.
And it would also lock in A&M in that 9 spots for the SEC tournament.
Yeah, so something on the line for both these clubs. Gators doing a good job of getting on base, but that timely hit, and we talked about earlier how important it was. A&M was searching for it earlier in this series, and now it seems like it's the Gators' turn.
Bree Warren singled in a run in the 1st and also scored. Grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd inning. Quickly 0-2. Seeing the Gators miss an opportunity to get on the board is big, Michelle. But for me, the other part of the equation is Texas A&M has not solved anything regarding Katie Chronister in this series. They don't have a hit against her in over 4 innings. And then she hits a batter. Wow, it's a hit by pitch fest.
It is. Well, Chronister is pitched not even close to the zone. Body completely off. You could see going off to the side. I don't know if she was trying to throw a backdoor curveball that well off the mark.
A&M has been hit twice today by Florida pitching. Lugo and now Chronister. And we documented the 3 hit by pitches from Uribe. Wilkie was one of those who got hit by a pitch in the last inning, and she's back there catching now for the Gators. Avery Kells takes over for Lindemann at first base. Back to the circle. Chronister goes to 2nd, and in the exchange, that was lost by Longley, but they do get the out on the lead runner.
Chronister, as all Florida pitchers, are very efficient at being able to field their position. Nice throw over to Longley, but a bobble in the exchange.
Strike on the inside edge to Danny Elder, the A&M third baseman. Danny was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 1st inning, which gave her an RBI, her 13th of the year. Texas A&M, when leading this season after 4 innings, 25-3. Now they led yesterday after 4 innings, 3-2, and did not win the game. I say yesterday. Actually, that was game 1 on Friday. So one of those 3 games they lost were leading after 4. Came in the last 48 hours.
And it was with Herzog in the circle for A&M when that happened. It was that big hit, walk-off home run, and so I'm sure that Herzog is going to be remembering that, as with the entire A&M staff working on keeping Florida off balance with their pitch calling. And there's what's on the line.
And if Florida were to come back and win and finish with the identical conference record with Arkansas at 19-5, Florida owns the tiebreaker, which is head-to-head, but those teams didn't play. So it goes to the next tiebreak, which is your record against the team with the next best record, which is Alabama in this case. And Arkansas lost the series to Alabama. Florida won their series against Alabama, so that's why they have the tiebreaker to be the #1 seed if the Gators win today and finish with an identical record and share the regular season crown with the Razorbacks. Back to the circle, going to try it again. Out at second to first. This time they turn a pair. 1-6-3. 20th double play turned by the Gator defense this season.
Well, the Gators, one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they know how to turn it. Lugo, Longley, goals.
Conference championship games, then stay with us on ESPN2 for the NCAA Tournament Selection Show. Our crew, which includes my partner Michelle Smith, will announce the entire bracket on location from the SEC Tournament in Tuscaloosa. So tune in a week from today, next Sunday, May 16th, 9 Eastern Time on ESPN2.
It's always exciting to see who's going where, who's hosting.
And we have the potential of perhaps somebody hosting a regional that's not the highest seed. It could happen. There's a lot of things in flux with
Protocol.
the guidelines the NCAA laid out for how they're going to run the NCAA tournament.
I think one of the biggest discussions is always the geography component. You know, who's flying, who's busing, and how they try to set that up to be cost effective on many ways. And some of those schools, if you're in Texas or California, you end up typically knowing where you're going. You're going to
Both of these teams will certainly hear their name on Selection Sunday. Florida, though, pretty lock solid that they are going to host. There's a 4-pitch walk to Goddard to begin the bottom of the 5th for the Gators. Just keep getting free passes from A&M. At some point, that's going to come back to bite the Aggies, you would think, Michelle.
yeah, absolutely. But this is a Gator team that's really good at that. About 20% of their at-bats, they know how to draw free passes, whether or not it's hit by pitch, base on balls, very disciplined hitters.
Lindsey bunts it, going to let it roll, and that's the wise choice by Danny Elder, because she had no shot to get Lindsey at first.
Yeah, Lindsey putting down a nice bunt off the end of the bat. Great read. You can see the communication between Martinez and Elder.
On the ground. Well, it's not exactly what the Gators wanted. They did want Lindsey to advance the base runner, which she does, but is retired on the ground out to Ashlyn Walls. Right now, the Gators aren't thinking just a run. They're thinking a multi-run inning to try to get right back in this game in the 5th.
Yeah, absolutely. Turning over the lineup now. Hannah Adams, Lindemann, Eccles. The Gators are going to have to get something started here in this 5th inning.
Herzog starts Adams with a strike. Hannah today has grounded out twice, each time to her counterpart, Ashlyn Walls, at second base. A&M leading 4-0. Bottom of the 5th. You see the numbers on Adams. Has reached base in 32 consecutive games. Looking to extend that here.
Well, this is where Hannah Adams is always super dialed in. She knows the importance of this at-bat. She knows that she needs to be really selective, get herself in a good leveraged count.
Fifth batter for Herzog to face since she came into the game. Relief of the 4th. Came in with the bases loaded, 1 out, got out of it. Kept it a 4-0 game. That one slipped out of her hand, but a really nice pickup by Martinez to keep Goddard at second base.
Yeah, look at the way Kelly Martinez is going to slide over, so she's going to slide and pick that. Really nice play.
High fly, deep center, and the lead is cut in half. Tenth of the year for Hannah Adams. And here come the Gators. Their first hit of the game is a 2-run homer in the 5th from Hannah Adams.
Well, and it comes on a 3-2 count. We talked about Hannah's ability to get into good counts, and that's exactly what she does. She works it back to full, a rise ball in the outside corner that is not up enough, and it's now out enough. And what does Adams do? She bashes it out of the park, a 2-run shot. Hannah Adams, so clutch for the Gators.
She did touch the plate, we promise. It's a 4-2 game. You know, we've mentioned that Florida has 9 comeback wins this year. Their largest deficit overcome of those 9, 2 runs. So they were down 4. Now it's a 2-run deficit. Base is empty for Kendall Lindemann after the Adams 2-run homer. Got under it on the infield. They converge, and what a catch by Wiggins, who hangs on. That almost turned into a disaster for Texas A&M with all the infielders converging, and Wiggins aggressively with a head-first dive caught it.
Well, it looked like Walls was maybe going to go and get it, and then at the last second, Wiggins is just going to dive underneath and glove it up before it hits the dirt.
That's a great play on so many levels. I challenge people out there. Think about trying to catch a ball like that when your entire peripheral vision is filled by others that are trying to do the same thing you are, going to the same exact spot. It's intimidating.
Yeah, absolutely. Not giving
Really
up on
good
it.
play.
Yeah.
Eccles. Bounce one right on a line, deep. Midway up the fence, played well by Smith, and she's going to hold her to a long single, but Eccles, she had gotten under that just a hair. We would have had a 1-run game.
Absolutely. This is a pitch that is just barreled up. Look at the way that she's on time, front foot down, barrel through the zone, and just drives that off the wall. The Aggie defense playing this perfectly, so Eccles has to stay at 1. Longest single of the game so far.
That's 30 straight games for Eccles now to reach base. Florida gets the tying run to the plate. The cleanup batter, Julia Cottrell. Inside edge, strike call. Once again, a nice pickup by Martinez on one that slipped out of the hand of Herzog.
Now you do.
Gotta get a smile. Backing out of play.
Cottrell is one of the cogs in the lineup that Tim Walton talked about. He said when she's hitting, our lineup is completely different. Knew the importance of having her stick in the lineup behind the dish. A little bit of encouragement on a 1-2 count, something to look for.
Drops out of reach, Danny Elder. Florida has cut the 4-0 deficit in half thanks to Adams' 2-run homer, their first hit of the game. Eccles nearly lined one out to right. She's at first with 2 outs. Time requested. High fly, deep left in the corner, foul ball, home run distance, but foul, but not by much.
Well, the Gators doing what they do best, using that free pass to get on base and then hitting the long ball, and Cottrell's just going to get around this ball just a little bit. If it travels a little bit deeper, she would keep that inside. Sharp Eccles. Got to go back to first.
This time, it gets away enough from Martinez, and Eccles is able to advance on a wild pitch.
So A&M having a little bit of issues playing catch, and Florida continues to take advantage. Moves up 60 feet. So 6 free passes so far today. One of them has already scored, base on ball that put Goddard on in front of Adams, and that's really, when you look at what the Gators do so well, they create havoc.
On the 8th pitch of the at-bat, Cottrell walks, and there's another free pass handed out by A&M. So 4 walks now by A&M pitching to go along with 3 hit by pitches.
7 free passes, and it's a lot of traffic.
Kara Dill, the pitching coach, out again for Texas A&M. A walk to Goddard began this inning. 2 batters later, Adams homered, first hit of the game for Florida. Eccles, a base hit and nearly left the ballpark, and Cottrell has walked, so the tying runs are on, and the go-ahead run is going to come to the plate for Florida here in the 5th.
Well, Mark, every time we talk about the free passes, the importance of it, not only are they putting people on base, they're turning over the lineup. You're getting more looks, it's more pitches, it's more duress for the defense to have to play under, and eventually that's the stuff that adds up.
Strike to Wilkie, who's been hit by pitch not once but twice today, both times up. And she was hit by a pitch in the first game of this series, so she's been hit 3 times in this series. Well, wait a minute. Nope, he's going to give her first base. Or is he going to call her out? Nope, he's giving her first base. Wow, I don't think there was any doubt watching that live that she brought the elbow up and intentionally got hit. And I thought the plate umpire, Alex Leap, was going to call her out on this, but didn't.
So look at her foot's down, and look where the pitch is. The arm is going to the pitch. The pitch is not going to the arm, and that's where there needs to be a differentiation between what is a hit by pitch and what is you've got to come back. And it should be a ball. And you know, if the Gators, if they are proficient at this and they are not being called back, figuring out a way to earn their way on base. It's up to the
Michelle,
umpires.
what does the rule book tell us? It tells us she can't move into over the plate to be hit, can she? Obviously
Correct.
not.
Correct. You don't have to move out of the way, but you're not supposed to move into the way. And look at her arm. You can see her arm go up and move into the path of the ball. So it should be a dead ball because it was out of the zone and it was out of the box. So it wasn't a strike, right? So it wasn't a strike, but
Correct.
it was also out of the box and she moved into it. So if the ball is entirely in the batter's box, the hitter does not have to make an attempt to get out of the way. But this is not the case. The ball was not in the batter's box. It was in the river. The arm comes up and into the path of the ball, and that's the difference. You're not allowed to move into the path. You just don't have to move out of the way. So you can see, watch the elbow. It's down, and now watch how it starts to come up into the path of the ball. So in my opinion, the umpires at least need to be able to get together, and if the home plate umpire can't see that, then they need to figure that out with the other umpires and say, no, I saw movement toward the path of the ball.
I'm a bit surprised as well that A&M has not made more of a fuss about this.
Agreed.
I mean, that's 3 times Wilkie has been hit. 3 times today. And the last 2, under circumstances that we've taken really close looks at, Michelle, and it's left us scratching our head like, hey, that's at least borderline where she's over the plate and moving the elbow into the pitch.
Well, you know, and that also becomes, you know, an issue with the arm guards, you know, having the arm guards on. It's, you know, if there was that pitch coming inside at 70 miles an hour and it could potentially hit you and do some injury damage if you didn't have an arm guard on. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of different ways people look at this, and it can be perplexing when you're on the wrong side of it. So.
Kayla Pointer, third pitcher of the game for the Aggies. Strike on the outside corner.
Pointer's going to be in the mid-60s. She's going to need to keep the ball down in the zone, use that off speed.
To center, down for a hit, 1 run in. Here comes the tying run, throw home, the tag, safe. It's 4-4.
And how about Jamie Hoover coming in, getting a pitch on the outside corner to change up. She waits on it and gets it out onto the green just enough, right in front of Fortenberry. The throw home, but with 2 outs, the Gators on the move. And look at Cottrell, the celebration, a little bit of a bump between her teammates.
Wow, what a slide. Getting her hand in. The right hand came back around. And then she took the unintentional shoulder to the chops.
From Charlotte Eccles, a little. But the Gators have a lot to be celebrating about. Jamie Hoover, so clutch.
Sarah Longley is the 9th batter in this inning for Florida. Down the line, caught by Wiggins. But Florida comes back. Adams a 2-run homer, Hoover a 2-run single. And it's all knotted up after 5.
How about Julia Cottrell avoiding the tag from Martinez and reaching around to hit the plate, and then a love bug from Eccles.
Tagged by Martinez. Did she tag her there before the right hand got around? Tough to tell, but let's take a look from a different angle here. Did she get the tag? Was she tagged? hard to tell because the arm kind of screens. Even if we had replay, which we don't, and it would have been hard to overturn the call, but she very well may have got the glove brushed against the jersey, but we may never know. It counts. It's a tie game. 4-4 to the sixth.
Yeah, the great slide and body control of Cottrell to get around that tag.
Well, let's see if A&M can respond here after being up 4-0. Here's Martinez, the catcher. Deep, short, backhanded. Longley, what a play. And there's that Gator defense again. Coming through in a big spot. What a play by Longley for the first out.
Longley playing neutral, but goes into that 5-6 hold down to her knees. And how quickly does she pop up? Look at the way she's going to pop up so that she can really use that back leg to drive and get some zip across the infield. Outstanding defensive play by Sarah Longley.
Rylan Wiggins made 2 important catches in that bottom of the 5th. Otherwise, that Florida 4 spot may have been even larger than that. Wiggins singled, stole a base, and scored in the 4th, which gave A&M at that point a 4-0 lead. Deep left center field. Wow! A&M does respond. Wiggins, her first home run, and A&M's back in front. A true freshman. Wow! What a spot for your first career collegiate home run.
Wiggins coming up huge against Cronster. So pitch on the inside corner that just does not get down and in enough. And look at the celebration by Wiggins coming around first. So a pitch that just lays through the plate and she just blasts it out of here. Wow. Aggies responding after giving up a 4 spot.
That is the Aggies' first hit off Chronister in this series in 5 2/3 innings. And what a hit. What a home run for a true freshman. I know it's a different spot, and I know my analogy is not going to be great, but what's flashing through my mind was the super regional home run Jordan Matthews, walk-off 3-run home run she hit in the decisive game of the 2018 Gainesville Super Regional when A&M on this field beat Florida to go to the Women's College World Series. It's not completely apples to apples, but it's a big home run and a big spot for A&M to respond.
Absolutely. Well, and I think the other thing that's important for Texas A&M is they got walked off in game 1, right? So there's obviously no opportunity to respond. They lose yesterday's game, but now in a back and forth game, have a 4-run lead, give up a 4 spot, and then immediately come right back and get on the board. That's what coaches love to see. They want to see that fight, that energy.
Full count on Fortenberry. Into left. Yes, the catch is made by Hoover. Kept it from hitting the ground, flipped in the air, and then officially wrapped it up for the second out of the inning.
How about Jamie Hoover? A big hit in the home half of the inning, and then look at this. She dives in, flips it up to herself, and makes the catch. And, you know, look at so nonchalant. Whoops, flip it up. Oop, oop, make the catch. There you go. Toss it
Yeah,
off
no
Longley.
change of facial expression
None.
as she flipped it back to Longley. Like, yeah, I had it all the way. Don't worry about
I
it.
got it. I knew what I was doing.
Back to the top of the order for the Aggies. Kinsey Herzog. Back to the circle. Chronister throws her out. But the Aggies do respond. True freshman Rylan Wiggins. Her first collegiate home run to put A&M back in front.
Rylan Wiggins taking a curveball down and in and sends it up and out. How about Wiggins? She gives the Aggies the lead back, and they're celebrating through 6.
For Texas A&M. SEC tournament, all of it here on the SEC network, as well as ESPN2. Now the Gators scored 4 times in the 5th, sent 9 batters to the plate, so Bailey Goddard, who led off the 5th with a walk and later scored, is now leading off the last of the 6th for the Gators. Pointer misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Kayla Pointer came in the 5th. She's the 3rd different pitcher today for the Aggies. The starter, Grace Uribe, didn't allow a hit, but did walk several and hit a couple and came out after 3 1/3. Herzog pitched, and now Pointer out of play foul. Quiet start for the Gators offense, at least in the hit and run department. Came alive in the last inning. Full count.
Gators continuing to walk and work deep into counts. Really the nemesis for A&M has been the free passes. It's not the hits.
Big strikeout for Pointer to get Goddard to begin the 6th.
Goddard worked Pointer deep, but then how about the response here? Curveball on the outside corner and just gets Goddard to swing right through it on time. And just misses barreling that ball up.
Lefty, that is such a huge out because if Pointer walks Goddard, that would be the 5th walk for A&M pitching, not to mention the 4 hit by pitches they've allowed. The free passes
8
have just been insane.
That's where the majority of the traffic has come in today's game. There's 8 free passes. Ooh.
Lindsay chases a rise and levels the count at a ball and a strike.
And it's so important to keep from ahead. And actually, A&M is actually pretty lucky. Of the 8 free passes, only 2 of them have scored.
That was 2 of the walks in the last inning came around.
And it was a leadoff walk in that 5th inning that really started the damage.
But you're right, it could be much worse for A&M. They're fortunate to give up that many free passes and not have more than 2 of those come in to score.
And it's been collectively in the 4th and 5th innings where it was tough.
Line into center, a headlong diving grab by Fortenberry.
That is a tough read. When the ball is smoked right at you, it is really difficult to read where it's going to be and how you're going to get to it. And Fortenberry just able to really make the read, seeing this ball diving down, gloving it up. Outstanding effort in center field by Fortenberry.
Yeah, like you say, that ball at you that you have to come in. On more than one occasion, I've seen a center fielder do that and then see the ball sail right over their head where they misjudged
yes.
that.
Yes.
Top of the order, though, for the Gators. Here's Hannah Adams. Adams with a 2-run home run in her last at-bat.
Well, and you could just see Adams looking over to the dugout and saying, was that a drop? So it's a high drop up in the zone. Sometimes difficult to read. You can see the over-the-top rotation, but it's elevated in the zone.
Just off the outside part, 2 balls and a strike.
We're going to throw that high drop ball and then also work back in that changeup.
Ball 3. Home run extended Adams' on-base streak to 33 straight. It was also the first hit of the game at that point for the Gators. Pulled to first. A race to the bag will be won by Haley Lee, who, by the way, Lee will be leading off the top of the 7th for A&M. Heart of the order coming up for the Aggies to the 7th, 5-4 A&M. The 1 seed in this coming week's SEC tournament in Tuscaloosa. So don't go anywhere, because this is going to be a blast. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Aggies here in the 7th. Haley Lee leading off. And by the way, 2, 3, and 4 hitters are scheduled to bat in the bottom of the 7th for Florida. So they've got the meat of their order to bat as well. Couple of hits and an intentional walk for Lee today, so they haven't gotten around.
Well, they've just kept her in the yard, and that's been a part of the importance of
It's a big deal when you're facing Haley Lee. Keep her in the yard. You think you got to win. It's a high fly to center that's going to stay in the yard. Couple of strides from the edge of the track. Lindsay makes the catch, and that's a big out for the Gators to retire Haley Lee for the first time today. Cronister to face Morgan Smith, the right fielder.
Cronister facing Smith, Warren, and Walls. Next 3 hitters, all left-handed for the Aggies. She likes to run that curveball away from the lefties. It's efficient. There it is right there on that outside corner. Likes to paint it.
There are the parents. Happy Mother's Day, Mom Betty and Dad DeCore. The twins, Morgan and Megan, back to the circle. 2 outs.
So it was great to see the parents out, especially on Mother's Day.
By the way, the twins, Megan and Morgan Smith, are one of 21 sets of twins playing Division I college softball. Great look at the parents again. Mom Betty, Dad DeCore.
I like his hat. M times M.
Yeah, that's some good marketing for the family brand there, isn't it?
There you go.
Here's Bree Warren, whose dad, Ty, happened to win 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots.
It's not so shabby.
10 years. Yeah. And Ty Warren. But hey, it's about the moms today. So.
That's right.
2-0. At Trinity, Cannon batting in Warren's spot. So they wanted a right-handed bat instead of the lefty Warren. Try to neutralize that left-handed arm of Cronister you've been talking about there, Michelle.
Yeah. Trying to mix things up, trying to make something happen and not go down in order here in the 7th. Pointner was really good in the bottom of the 6th, retiring the Gators in order. And Chronister trying to do the same thing, and obviously Joe Evans and company trying to elongate this inning as long as possible.
A 5-pitch walk to Trinity Cannon. And it's going to allow Ashlyn Walls to bat. She is a lefty, so you get the lefty-lefty matchup here. Walls with a single in the first. Part of a 4-run first inning. I should say 3-run first inning for Texas A&M. They had another in the 4th to lead 4-0 at one point. Tim Walton trying to keep this score right where it is because he has big bats coming up in the bottom of the 7th. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Kendall Lindemann, Charlotte Eccles, Julia Cottrell.
That's exactly who the Gators want. Picking up the barrels. With that backdoor curveball coming in on the inside corner to Ashlyn Walls.
Bounce to third. Eccles throws across. That's going to set the stage for the bottom of the 7th. Heart of the order coming up for the Gators. They already have 9 come from behind wins this season. Can they do it again for a share of the conference title? Come through in the clutch before, including in game 1 of this series. Charlotte Eccles with the walk-off home run. It was a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 7th, 4-1 game 1, 5-3. Eccles is due up second in this inning. With Florida down a run. Fasten your seatbelt, folks. Are you ready, Lefty?
I'm ready. Woo. Here it is. SEC regular season coming down to these last 3 outs potentially.
If A&M wins, they secure the 9th spot in the SEC tournament and allow Arkansas to win the SEC crown regular season outright. A Florida win, they share the crown with Arkansas but are the 1 seed in the SEC tournament this week. Strike on the outside edge to Lindemann. It's 1-2.
Pointner starts her out with the changeup, comes back hard, low and in, and then back again with the changeup.
A foul off the leg of Lindemann. It remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Is that effective velocity? And the changeup pitch prior, then underneath the hand.
Texas A&M has out-hit Florida in this game 8-3, but only lead by a run. Both teams have stranded 6 runners on base today. Fly ball to right, coming in. Morgan Smith has out number 1.
Nice changeup by Pointner, and Lindemann just a little early on that. Let it travel deep enough, flies out to right.
And we are finished. Whenever that may be, we'll send you to SEC Baseball, Mississippi State at South Carolina. But right now, the game's at the plate. Charlotte Eccles. First pitch strike from Pointer.
Pointer's changeup has been on point in this relief appearance.
Eccles nearly hit one out her last at bat. She lined one off the fence in right for a long single. That's upstairs, 1-1. Oh, what a nice drop. Taken at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Her off-speed pitch here.
Yeah, that changeup is just so effective the way it kind of moves up and then down, just falling off the table. Relying heavily on that pitch here in the bottom of the 7th.
Eccles lays off 2-2. Eccles leads the team in homers with 13, leads them in RBIs with 49. To left, towards the alley. Diving attempt. Lauren can't come up with it. Picked up by Fortenberry. And Eccles represents the tying run at second.
This is just the way the Gators do it. Ability to hit under pressure. Pitch on the outside corner, and Eccles just goes and gets it, drives it into the opposite gap. Just really good fundamentally, barreling up that ball. Good effort by Warren out in left field, but gets that ball to the wall for a stand-up double. Gators in business here in the bottom of the 7th.
Eccles' 9th two-base hit of the season. She represents the tying run. The winning run will be at the plate. And Julia Cottrell. Only official at bat for Cottrell came in the second when she popped out to short. Since then, she has walked twice.
Two really good takes by Cottrell. See if she's sitting change.
Holds it foul. For A&M, bottom of the 7th. Pulled hard, but foul. And Florida do it again. They've come from behind 9 times this year to win games, including in game 1 of this series. If they can do it here, they would grab a share of the SEC regular season crown with Arkansas. Another one smacked foul. Gators have won 8 regular season SEC titles, the last in 18, which was the end of 4 in a row. They won in 15, 16, 17, and 18. High drive, deep left, and the Gators share of the SEC crown. They do it again.
Mark, all I can think of is resiliency. This is a Gator team that does not give up. Julia Cottrell with the biggest hit of her young career takes a pitch that is just elevated and over the plate and drives it out of the yard, barrels this up, great timing. Tim Walton in the background immediately knows it's going out. A 2-run walk-off shot for Florida to grab the #1 seed and SEC championship, sharing that title with the Gatorbacks.
And the team with the clutch gene, Florida, will be the 1 seed in the SEC tournament. And as Cottrell touches the plate, pandemonium with her teammates. 9th regular season SEC title for Florida. And they share it this year with Arkansas. Wow, Lefty, that's all I can say. Wow.
10th come from behind, 6th walk-off of the year. Congratulations to the Gators and both to the Arkansas Razorbacks.
SEC baseball up next, Mississippi State at South Carolina. For our entire crew and my partner, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks so much, Lefty. What a finish to the regular season.